Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! You know when you're back in the old country and you want to gossip and you wave your hand and your matey is all the way in the distance and you wave your hand and you say, yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo! That means you got some tea to tell her. When she comes close, you say, girl, I got some tea to tell you. Girl, word on the street is Jaguar, right? May have a sex tape out there. And then she said, what? And then you amplify your voice just a little bit. Word on the street is, word on the street, there may be a sex tape out there in audio. And you know you're trying to whisper the best you can, although you're in the streets, because you know them little old ladies are trying to listen to them windows and they're peeking, because you can see all them curtains pulled to the side right in the corner. So you know them little old ladies are up in the corner just listening and trying to read your lips and everything. So you're trying to, just whisper. And this fool that you got for a friend is asking you, what? But you really want to tell the tea. You ain't telling her, let's wait until we get inside. You want to tell it right then. You can't even wait. So you're going to tell her right then and there, and you're going to raise your voice a little notch. At this time, everybody in the neighborhood on that block is looking through the window. All them little old ladies are peeking through their shades because they heard your voice going, what? And then you say, girl, you can't keep a secret. So you just blurt it out because you're so frustrated with this woman. And you said, there may be a sex audio on Jaguar, right? Now, all the little old ladies, you hear somebody behind them windows going, what? And you're like looking around, who said that? Who said that? 100 people heard it. Now, all of a sudden, you see people flying over to people's houses because, all them got to tell each other what they just heard. But they don't know. Every last one of them heard it. So they're over at each other's houses now. And you're looking like the neighborhood gossip. And she said, what? Then now she starts whispering. Then you're looking at her, all this gossip, and she says, you mean to tell me there might be a sex audio on Jaguar, right? And you said, listen, girl, let's go. By this time, you're so frustrated, you can't even tell the story anymore. The story ain't got no kind of punch, no type of nothing, because she done ruined it. Isn't that a pip? You were trying to keep it a secret, and this damn woman, again, she put you on Front Street as the gossiper in the neighborhood. Now everybody got you down as a gossiper. Anywho, let's gossip on this tea. So Sean Davy Way put it out there that maybe, just remotely, maybe, there might be a sex audio out there on your girl. Jaguar, right, honey? Yeah, say it isn't so. I don't know if it's so. I can't say it isn't so. I can't say yes it is, no it isn't. But I'm telling you guys, this is getting serious. What kind of sex audio would she have out there? At least it's not a sex tape, all right? Because I can't even visualize that one. Anyway, let's move on. And Sean Davy Way said he spoke with Jaguar right on the phone twice yesterday, and she denied ever saying that she had a hysterectomy, honey. So everybody that's going around saying that she said it, she said she never said it. So I'm telling you, this is why it's important. When you are quoting people, you better put that as part of your video, just in case 2 years down the line, they said I didn't say that. You can say, oh, here's the video, honey. I got the footage. All right. I got your words. You can say, oops, there it is. So let's deal with this hysterectomy first. This is what Sean Davy Way said, honey, that Jaguar Wright is denying it. She have a little bit of amnesia. I guess all that medication she's taking making her forget a whole lot of stuff. Now, I never heard the footage. I heard when Sean Davy Way put it out there yesterday, but I never heard the footage. And it was the first time that I heard it. Somebody better get up with the footage and show it, because this woman is coming out of that mental institution and she's going to sue everybody.
But let's get into the hysterectomy. And there was a rumor going around that Jaguar said in an interview that she had a hysterectomy, right? So now I've never seen said interview or heard audio, and I've been asking people, if you have the audio, please send it to me because I want to play it for her.
Anyway, I am sure the footage is going to surface somewhere along the road before she gets out, most likely is going to surface. Because, YouTubers, a lot of YouTubers keep a lot of information. They download it, they get them little SD cards, they put it on SD cards, they file it away. It's just a matter of locating it, because it's a lot of information you got to go through to come up with the footage. If you are not a good file keeper, some people label everything. They're so meticulous, like if they're secretaries or librarians. Anywho, let's go on to the next point. He said that when he spoke to Jaguar, she told him that she's going to be taking a pregnancy test when she comes out because she is pregnant. She's sure well, if you're sure you're pregnant, why can't you let the doctors examine you in there to determine if you're pregnant or not? Now, one of my subscribers said when you go into those mental places, mental institutions, they automatically take a pregnancy test. And it makes sense to determine what type of medication to put the patient on. If they're pregnant, there's certain medications they cannot have. That's what my subscribers say. I have no idea how it works in a mental institution, whether pregnancy testing is mandatory. Because I would think you'd have to get some type of consent to take a pregnancy test. But she went in involuntarily. So maybe that's a different scenario. Maybe that works differently. I don't know. But my subscriber said, yes, she's sure that she's got to take a mandatory pregnancy test when you enter those facilities. And I'm saying to myself, well, if that's true and it's mandatory, then she knows the results already. If she knows the results already, why is she saying she got to take a pregnancy test when she comes out? I don't understand. Make it make sense to me, people. Make it make sense. What in the tarnations? Something clean in the buttermilk. Something ain't clean in the buttermilk.
And so the girl said she's still pregnant. So I said, girl, how the hell you pregnant? And people in the street said that you had a hysterectomy, girl. Girl, they said you ain't got no inside parts.
Okay, guys, you heard it. He did not say he have the proof. He said word on the street. He heard it through the grapevine. So, Miss Jaguar Wright is coming out swinging, but she better be sure that she's pregnant, because if you're coming out swinging with a lawsuit, everybody can counter sue her if she's not pregnant. Okay? So she better be very careful when she come out and she starts swinging on people and she ain't pregnant. Because we're not buying that she got a miscarriage, all right? So let's move on to his next point. Goomba got Jaguar's privilege stopped, the phone call privileges, because he released a tape or a video of her making phone calls out, and what was said on the video was released out. And Sean Davy Bay said it was about 6 minutes of footage. When they found that out, they shut her down. She couldn't make any calls. Well, how would they know that if someone didn't report it? Or maybe someone saw her during the telephone conference with her and Gooba. But I'm telling you guys, for those of you who are not aware of HIPAA laws are very strict when it comes to patients' privacy. Because she is in a facility and you cannot get on the phone and talk about patients, what room they're in, their names, what they're in there for. None of that. And we saw where Jaguar did that the first time she went to that Parkland. She was saying that she met 2 young ladies and they're very nice. And she was talking all about their diagnosis, what they had, schizophrenia, whatever. And when she got out, she was going to interview them and she called in the names. That is against HIPAA laws. She might be passing information about other patients. And so when they hear those telephone calls, and they monitor those telephone calls, and if they hear you talking about yourself, that's one thing. But if they hear you talking about who you saw in there and calling people's names, that's a direct violation of HIPAA laws. So Jaguar is doing all these things and she's not even aware. I'm wondering if she got counseling when she went in there, if they sat her down and told her, listen, you can make phone calls, but you can't call another patient's name. You cannot give out a room. You cannot do X, Y, Z. I think everyone is assuming everyone knows about HIPAA. Not everyone knows about HIPAA. So if a person goes into that facility, they got to be counseled. But moving right along.
Bloomberg, okay, says the first pregnancy was a lie. Okay, now.
Okay, his next point he made was that Goomba said the first pregnancy was a lie. But yet, Jaguar came out and said she lost the baby because Storm Monroe stressed her the hell out and she lost the baby. She had a miscarriage. Now, which is it? I mean, is this a lie also? Because Goomba corroborated that was a big fat lie. So is she or is she not pregnant this time around? Is this a big fat lie also? I'm telling you guys, they are releasing people too early. These people are not getting treated properly for their mental illness. They really are not. And what's happening, they're not hurting the public. They're not hurting us. They're hurting themselves. Because with Jaguar Wright, she is such a good singer. But because of her mental illness, she has done everything other than really sing. In the past couple of years, have you seen her putting out any songs in the studio? You know, grinding and making songs and putting out some hit records, hits after hits. No, because she's so preoccupied with bringing the industry down and putting out all these fairy tales. To me, it's just a crying shame that somebody so talented can just derail their whole career and is caught up in so much mess that they can't even focus. I don't understand it. Why God didn't give me the gift? God should have given me the gift. I know what to do with it. So when Jaguar came out with that story, Goober was in agreement. This is what Sean said.
So Goober, okay, says the first pregnancy was a lie. Okay. She said that she was pregnant and that she lost the baby because of all the stress that he had put her through, right? She lost her baby, right? Now, Goober, at the time, agreed.
So at the time, Goober agreed. That means he was down for the lie. And now, he's putting it on Front Street that it was a lie. That does not exonerate him because all these years, or however, I don't know when it came out. Maybe it came out a year ago, months ago. But he was down for the lie in the duration of time that this lie was being perpetuated. Now that he and Jaguar are on the outs and they are getting a divorce, now he's going to come forth with the truth. But that does not exonerate him. That only makes him look bad to know that where's his character as a man? Where's his character? You know, there's an old saying, you got to stand for something or stand for nothing. You got to stand on your words, stand on the truth. Even if you know somebody else is lying, you don't side with a lie because it just makes you look bad also. When you come out and tell the truth, or you think people are going to look at you favorably, no, they're going to look at you as just as bad as the other person. Now, this thing is getting so deep. Now we got alleged arson involved. Because there is a confession made by this woman who goes by the name of Barbara, the ex-girlfriend of Goober, who said on the Kingpin show, according to Sean Davy Ray, that she said that Jaguar Wright told her that Goober is the one who set the car on fire. Nobody else set it on fire but him. So that was a lie too. So she's throwing him under the bus, he's throwing her under the bus, and both of them can end up in jail. Let's listen to the footage.
Goomer says the first pregnancy was a lie, but here's the thing. Why you wouldn't just say that the girl had a hysterectomy and that's how this ain't real? Goomba never said anything about the hysterectomy, okay? So Goomba, not only did you lie, allegedly, about the first pregnancy, you lied about the hysterectomy too? Now, you know that girl, Barbara, sat over there on the official Kingpin, and she said that Jaguar told you to blow up the car. Absolutely. And so you didn't tell this girl, Barbara, that you didn't blow up the car. You just said that she told you to do it.
Now, I got one question here, folks. He said that Jaguar was told, this is what Barbara told King Payne when she was being interviewed over there on his show. She said that Jaguar translated to her that Jaguar asked him to blow up the car. My question is, why did he not go to the authorities with that information? That's arson. That's against the law. When it's all said and done, if she got to go to jail, he's going right along with her. Another question I have is, did he ever denied it? Because in all of this footage that I'm listening to, I don't ever hear him once saying that he didn't blow up the car. So I'm wondering if there's footage out there with him saying, no, I definitely did not blow up the car or set fire to the car or committed arson. So now I'm wondering, what was the purpose if he did do it? I'm not saying he did it. This is just saying if he did do it. This is all alleged. What would be the purpose? What would be the reason? If a detective was looking at this case, what conclusion would they make? I think the detective would say, what was his motive? Did he have a motive? Did she have a motive for telling him to go do this crime? And the only thing I can think of is that maybe they wanted the insurance company to get another car because that car had too much mileage because they're always driving cross-state with the car, allegedly. So maybe it was due to burnout. Maybe the motor was shot. Maybe they need a new motor. A number of reasons, but the motive is there. Now, did he do the crime? Drop it in the comment section, folks. What do you all think? Now, like I said before, this is all alleged. I don't know if it's true or not, but I did not hear him say that he did not do it. If he did say he did not do it, it would be his word against his wife's word. And in a court of law, they would probably have both of them do a lie detector test to see if any one of them are lying, and then they would be questioning both of them to see where is a hole in the story. Because Jaguar did say that he came home smelling full of gasoline, and his hands was cut up on the night that this so-called fire occurred. So guys, let me tell you something. This is getting serious. We're not even dealing right now with miscarriages and hysterectomies and every other foolishness that's happening. We're dealing with a serious crime that may or may not have occurred. Arson. So I want you guys to drop it in the comment section. Do you think that Jaguar dropped that T on Barbara because she wanted to get even with her husband and to maybe file charges against him for this arson and put him in jail because he won't come back to her just to get even? Do you think she's that vindictive to take this man's freedom because he will not come back to her? Or do you all think this crime actually happened? Now, Goomba said he's not returning back to the marriage. He wants a divorce. Is that because this woman got too much on him and he's running for his life right now? Is he afraid to maybe return because she might call the cops on him and get him arrested, or use his gun on him and set him up somewhere to be somehow to be delived or unlived? Because that's what he told the spiritual reader, that he is afraid for his life because she's been setting him up in so many scenarios to unlive him. And the spiritual leader told him not to go back because that's exactly what she's trying to do. So this story is getting serious, it's getting deep. It's more than I thought it would have been. I thought this was just going to be, one of those stupid reality series on TV with, folks and their families. But this is including crime now. So it has crossed the line. Alleged crime, because nothing is proven. Until they get into a court of law, nothing is proven. Okay, everything is just allegedly, and unproven. So until the individuals get their day in court, everything is alleged.
Jaguar said the same thing to me today. She's like, well, you see how old girl has said that he told her that I told him to blow up the car.
So Barbara apparently said that Goomba told her that Jaguar told him to blow up the car. Now, did he really blow up the car? How did the car catch on fire? And if so, why did none out of the 3 individuals went to the cops with that information? And that was a rhetorical question because the answer is obvious. Neither one of them want to be in trouble. Goomba don't want to get in trouble if he reports that his wife told him to blow up a car and he didn't. Then they would really look into it. And the same for Jaguar, right? She's not going to say, well, my husband is saying I told him to blow up the car and I didn't. They would look into it. And for Barbara, she don't want to get involved in this part of the narrative because she would be dragged into something that she didn't bargain for. Because the cops would be saying, well, you got the information. How come you didn't come to us with the information? So I want to open up a discussion on the legality that's involved here. For all you folks who have a legal head, have, you think like a detective. You're a little Sherlock Holmes in the budding, You've always wanted to be a detective, but here's your chance to maybe look into a case and kind of probably solve the case and solve who did it. This is a who done it, who did it. Did Goober did it? Is Jaguar lying on him because he won't come back to the marriage? It's a who done it, folks. Put your detective caps on and let me know what you think. Let's open up this discussion. This part of the video is so important that I haven't even gotten to why I really started to make the video. I haven't gotten to it yet. There's an old saying, loose lips sink ships. That's what's going on here. Because apparently the Arizona PD is still conducting their investigation into this car fire. And here we have 3 people with loose lips trying to go to jail. That's what's going on here. They're trying hard to go to jail because they're busy out in social media putting all this kind of illegal information out there, implicating each other. Now I'm talking about Goomba, Jaguar, and Barbara, because Barbara may think that she's not involved, but you know what? The information was told to her by Jaguar. So she is a third party in all this. And you guys can chime in and tell me if I'm reading this right. If Barbara is exonerated, or is she involved now because she got information and did not report it? In the eyes of the law, I would think that they would hold her feet to the fire also. But let me know if I'm wrong. Drop it in the comment section.
It says you said you was going to let the Arizona PD conduct their investigation. He said I didn't do it. No.
So Sean Davy may have a footage or spoke with Goomba, or maybe through a second party, that he said he did not do it. But I believe he has notes that where he said he did not do it. So that's a direct denial of doing arson to their car. So what do y'all think? He did or did not do it? Because he said he did not do it according to Sean Davy Way. Now, if Jaguar decide to go to the cops with this information, how can she prove it? Because she have nothing to prove, nothing to go on. She does not have a gasoline canister. She doesn't have clothes with gas on it. She doesn't have pictures of his hand all cut up. She doesn't have anything to go on. It's her word against his at this point. The only thing I can say that will screw him up big time, it happened in a mall. And if he was there, then there's camera footage. And they would see him on or about the car at that hour of the morning, setting the car ablaze. And that's where he would be messed up and screwed up. If she does go to the cops, they would pull the camera for that mall and they would view it with a fine-tooth comb at that time of the morning, that particular car, that particular lot in that particular section to see if they see him. And if he was there, then there's camera footage. And they would see him around the car at that hour of the morning. So we don't know what Miss Jacqueline Wright is going to do when she gets out. I'm sure there's all kinds of stuff swirling in her head to get even with Goomba for leaving her. You know, there's an old saying, there's nothing worse than a scorned woman or one who is rejected.
Over there on the official campaign, and she said that, you told her that Jaguar told you to go set the car on fire.
So YouTubers, I'm going to leave it right here for you guys to chime in. We're going to pick up again with another video discussing another part of the video that I really want to get into. We're going to break it down and we're going to analyze certain things, certain legal matters also. I'm over and out. Drop your comments, smash all the buttons when coming in. And if you forget when you come in, please do so when you leave. It's a support for the channel. You can, if you want to support the channel by a donation, there's the Cash App link on the top of the page, as well as the Super Thanks, which you can find on the bottom of the page. If you scroll to the left, you will see it. Anyway, guys, I'm over and out. Hit all the buttons, smash all the buttons before leaving. I'll see you on the next video. Thank you for watching.